Hey, Milk Tea. This is Shantae 4, otherwise known as Shantae Half-Genie Hero. This is the one that was kick-started back in 2013. Took about 3 years to come out. This game has its main mode and its hardcore mode, and then it's got the risky mode, the Friends to the End mode, and then 4 separate costumes, 3 that came in a DLC pack, the beach costume, the Mighty Switch Force costume, and the ninja costume. And then I'm going to do Jammies mode tonight, which is the last one that was given away free to everybody, kind of as a farewell to the game. So, I screwed up. I had done a speedrun on this that I just finished last night, and I made a minor mistake, which did not allow me to combine the 100% speedrun with the any percent speedrun in this last mode. So even though there's no trophies or other goals associated with this, I literally have every win stream in the game but the final one for Jammies mode, so I'm going to get that tonight. Because I do have to beat it in under 45 minutes, I will be skipping cutscenes. But if you like, you know, simple to learn, difficult to master, old school platforming type games, this one's the Shantae series I'd highly recommend. The original game is the Unicorn. You can pretty much only get that on the Virtual Console from Nintendo. But all the others, Risky's Revenge, what was the third one? Pirate's Curse and Half-Genie Hero are available pretty much on everything. PC, PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo, you name it, it's there. And there is a 5th one that just came out right now. It's unfinished, and the part of it that was released is exclusive to Apple Arcade. But the full crap, I just screwed up massively. But the full game will be coming out on everything. All right, I need to start going a lot faster. I forgot I'm doing a speedrun. So the whole that was stupid of me. The entire game needs to be beaten in 45 minutes. I do not need to collect anything, but in most of these modes, outside of the original ones, the gems are how you build up your power. Those squids are mainly what that one you see hanging in the air there, that light blue one. That's pretty much what the game cares about me collecting. But since I already have the speedrun for that, I'm not going to waste any time going through those. Oh, come on. So, as you can see, I'm actually playing pretty poorly here. But we'll try to make up for it. I'm only stopping to collect stuff because it building up the gems will increase the amount of damage my attacks do, as well as how fast she does them. I hit the wrong button. That's probably going to keep me from getting my level 3. Yep, big time. Yeah, I love games like this. I'm glad you guys are liking it. You've probably seen some stuff before. You've probably seen both safe for work and not safe for work artwork of different characters and such. They're all pretty uniquely styled, all a lot of fun, so they tend to get drawn quite a bit by the fan base, and whether you like it to be in a safe for work capacity or not is up to you. Either way, the artwork tends to be pretty good.
Oh yeah!
Alright, so we are going to just keep moving here. I'm actually backing up because I'm about 10 gems away from max. Okay, there we go. That's what I wanted. Now I have maximum attack power for when I get to the boss that's coming up momentarily. and I've already got max health, so I don't need to worry about anything else. Jake Kaufman does the OST. He does most WayForward games. So yeah, if you like, if you've played WayForward games, you're familiar with it. He doesn't only do stuff for WayForward. He's also was responsible for the Shovel Knight soundtrack. Ah, shit. That was about the worst thing that could have happened. I just lost my max thing, which means I may not be able to kill this guy in one round now. Yeah, that was actually no good, so I'm taking too long, so I'm going to restart this for a sec here. Let's see how we're actually doing. Did I start this one? I think this is the one I started. Yes. Looks like I'm 3 minutes in, which is fine out of the 45, but I wanted to take preferably under a minute to beat this boss, so because I made a critical error there, we're gonna redo for him. This, of course, is the fight against Risky Boots, who is the main protagonist of the series in every game. She's the main villain, with the exception of Shantae and the Pirate's Curse, where you actually work with her. Then that's the way you want that to go. So the plot is basically Shantae is just inviting everybody she knows, friends and enemies alike, to this sleepover. This is not, this is just kind of a silly little side story. So she's going through all the levels of the game and finding her friends and enemies to invite them over to a sleepover to celebrate. So she invited Risky Boots, but Risky turned her down. A lot of the dialogue in these games is really, really humorous. They always see what they're making it away with. They always make some pretty interesting and in jokes at times, so it's a lot of fun in that regard. Oh shit. That's what I was afraid of, something like that happening. Are you kidding me? Okay. Okay, now we just want to get through this as quickly as possible. I am not stopping to collect anything that I do not absolutely need. First part of this level. I'm pretty comfortable with how that went down. 45 minutes is plenty enough if you don't have to stop and grab it. Thing is, every level has those stupid squids, 3 of them. So when you're going for the 100%, it's tight. You need an hour. They give you an hour to get it, which is plenty enough. But normally the way to do this, and the way this should have gone down, is combining, getting the 100% within the 45 minutes. And what happened was I just missed one single squid. I thought I got it, but I guess I didn't touch it. So I had to redo the level, and I ended up coming in at 46 minutes for the 100%. There's just no way to undo that. So unfortunately, I'm basically forced to play the entire game over again if I want the final. Oh shit. Shit. That was not good. I kind of forgot where I could go up here. Oh, come on! Hey, video game fan, and yeah, it's been a long time. I don't want to bore you guys with my personal history, but let's just say that this year I've spent probably about 6 weeks in the actual hospital. Not all at once, but I have been in and out on a borderline every month or every other month, and when I wasn't in there, I was working on getting better. So I really, streaming has not exactly been a priority for me this year. Okay, there we go. Through with that. So long story short, yeah, that's basically what happened to me. I've been in the hospital a lot. Mainly digestive issues. On New Year's night, not New Year's Eve, but literally New Year's night, I came down with some really, really terrible stomach pain that went on for like 8 hours. I had to go to the hospital. They totally misdiagnosed me. They told me I had diverticulitis, and it turned out actually my gallbladder was so full of... I got one of those... You only get this message once when you get the first one of these, but now if I collect them all, I get the special end screen, but I've already gotten it, and I just don't feel like it. It doesn't alter the storyline at all, and I am fast-forwarding through most of it anyway. I don't know why I keep thinking something's coming up. Changes color. But anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, I went in with a gallbladder that was full of gangrene and stones. I had to have that cut out. So I did. And I recovered from that just fine. The surgery went well. But because my gallbladder actually exploded while they were doing on it, that surgery should have been about an hour and a half, and instead it was more like 5 hours. And it kind of ended up creating a lot of scar tissue. So what was happening to me was I kept getting obstructions in my small intestine. I was not able to... my stomach basically wouldn't empty its contents into my intestine because it would be blocked, and then I would end up in these situations where they'd have to give me an NG tube, a neurogastric tube, which for those of you who don't know what that means, which I'm guessing probably most of you, that's where they stick a tube all the way up your nose as far as it'll go, and then they shove it down your throat. Good times. And you do have to be awake for that. They do not do that like when you're unconscious or anything. It's probably one of the most horrific procedures I can imagine having. Your brain kind of feels like it's going to explode, trying to process what's actually happening to you. And I had to have technically 4 of those. I had 4 obstructions over the course of the year. After I got the 3rd one, my surgeon finally said, if this happens again, I'm going to give you surgery, and lo and behold, I did get one. So the 4th one he put in after the operation that he did on me, which was kind of him to an extent. So I didn't really have to go through the normal horror of getting the 4th one, but I still had to have it in for several days. And that tube really sucks because it's not, it takes only like 9 or 10 seconds to go in. So if you can make it through that horrific pain, you're fine, but it hurts while it constantly irritates your nose while it's in there, as you can probably imagine, and it also irritates the hell out of the back of your throat because you feel it every time you swallow. So, yeah, that was a lot of my year. And, yes, I am excited for Shantae 5. I'll definitely be getting it. I'm kind of hoping there's a retail release for it for a change, because usually those don't come out until much later, if at all. One only has that super hyper limited Game Boy Color release that wasn't ever really properly released. And 2 and 3 were limited runs by limited run games. So limited, I mean, I literally tried to get them the moment they went on sale, and they were already sold out. They made so few of them. So, and because I was a Kickstarter backer, I didn't get the so-called what do they call it, complete edition or something like that for. Shit. That was a mistake. Complete edition or complete bundle, whatever they decided to end up calling it. It is actually different. I mean, the game is the same, but the trophy requirements in that are way different. I actually have my 100% in this. I have every trophy, including all the DLC ones, but they are a lot more complex in the complete version, what you have to do to get them. Point where I kind of question whether it's worth it. Because I've gone through this game so many times, I honestly don't know if I'll ever really play this one again after I get this final win screen I'm going for tonight. I like the game, don't get me wrong, it's just, I've beaten every mode in it at least 3 times at this point. It's just time to move on. I would say definitely get it for PS4 after the debacle of what happened with Bloodstained on Switch. I just don't know how much we can trust the Switch, because when a game is made for other platforms like PC and PlayStation and Xbox, shit, it takes a lot of optimization to work well on Switch.
Oh yeah.
The Switch is great as long as your game is, you know, built from the ground up for it. It's a great platform. But when you're talking about a port of a game, that becomes an entirely different story altogether. Shit, I really screwed that up. I might have to restart this level if this doesn't go my way. Oh, it might go my way, it might go my way! Nope, it won't. That right there is the hardest part in Jammies mode. If you can manage to get through that, you're fine. But when that doesn't work, like what happened to me there, if it breaks down, you just have no choice but to keep reloading. Ready. 12 minutes, not bad, because this is level 3 too. Oh, and since I'm skipping the story to make sure I have enough time, she invited the Techno Baron at the end of the last one. And he will come, unlike Risky, so... Wow. What the hell was that? Come on. Oh, come on. Okay. Alright, since I made it past that without any real problems, I should be fine now for the rest of this level, because I don't have to worry about those stupid squids. So I don't really have to worry about Wilbur down there catching up with me at this point. I should have no trouble staying ahead of him. And there's always a little rubber banding here. No matter how far ahead of him you are, he always catches up right about there. Right is the squid, which I don't need, so we'll just keep going right on through. That was going to happen, but I'll get those gems of life back right here. Friends to the End DLC, just absolutely... I managed to get all the end screens in that, and that was a quest that ensured that I would never play Friends to the End again. That's the most I can say about that. Wow, that was a close one. Alright, we've got full health, we've got full magic. All we gotta do is keep booking it. I knew that was gonna happen. some ways, this level is almost harder than the last one, and pretty much all. Shit. Wow, that was. I got so lucky right there. It's not even funny. There's just nothing you can do about a lot of these really cheap hits. And I actually just dropped to level 2. There we go, back to level 3 now. Oh, come on. Seriously? Balanced difficulty would be nice. Most of the time these games aren't really hard. The DLCs are really what's hard, and I have no idea what kind of DLC they're going to plan for the new one. I don't know if it'll be as extensive as it was for this particular one, mainly on the grounds that a lot of the DLC in this one that we're playing now was just kind of born from the fact that it was a Kickstarter project. I mean, none of the DLC for this game is truly bad. Some of it's a little too difficult, like Friends to the End, but you know, the main thing about it just comes down to it's the same game over and over again. They just changed the mechanics, but nothing else ever changed. Alright, so now she's inviting, what's-her-face, the Forgotten Genie. And she won't come unless somebody watches Wilbur, so this is how Shantae has to learn how to babysit Wilbur. By beating him as she already has in every other mode imaginable, apparently. Ah, shit, can I make it in time? It's gonna be tight. Got it. Wilbur needs to take his medicine, which is a cannonball to the eye, 4 times. Literally, that's what she says if you actually watch the cutscene. I hate this boss. This is probably my least favorite boss in the game. It's very involved, and it's the same. Eyeball gets faster and faster. The hits get kind of unreliable. I always like to stand near one of these things so I'm equidistant between the 2 holes. I'm not gonna worry about that hard. I shouldn't get hit that bad. I'll grab it if it's still there, but nope, I have to make it. Oh, I did? Wow. I must have gotten in the last millisecond. The loss of gems is more devastating than the loss of any health. Because it takes away quite a few, and every time it goes down, so does my damage, which just makes this whole thing take longer. This boss is a time eater. All the other ones can be beaten fairly quickly. Even the final boss for Ski doesn't take as long as Wilbur does. I did not realize that last one was there. That's 3. I thought we would get something more original on the DLC for this game as well, to be honest with you. Oh, come on. Hit detection is just so unreliable on him. Like he's got me down to 76 gems. I came in here with like 130 something. So he's cut almost half of them. Not to mention how much time this is eating up. careful I won't lose. It's right there. I just gotta get there. Alright, finally he's beaten right here. Yeah, I was kind of disappointed that the DLC was just the same game over and over again. It didn't bother me with the risky mode. That made sense, but... Alright, so now she'll come to this giant sleepover.
All clear!
Yeah, the fight against Wilbur is just entirely too long. And the only really challenge part of it is when the eye rolls around, and I don't like that it's just kind of wonky. Sometimes when it starts moving quicker, it's wonky on whether hit detection decides to cooperate with you or not. And I just realized I have a message at the bottom of my screen. Anyone seeing that working on Leon B, that was just when I was streaming some Resident Evil 2 remake earlier this year, and I forgot to clear that. That's how long it's been since I've streamed something. That came out in like January. I will clear that at the end of the stream, so it's not there anymore. Got those squids out of habit. I'm just so used to doing it. I mean, not that it matters, it doesn't hurt anything. As long as I don't get all of them, which I definitely will not be, the game really doesn't care. Yeah, like I said, I probably streamed that in maybe February. I probably spent about a month on there we go. Die, you silly ladies. Wow, I'm down to level 2. I really gotta build myself up. I've lost a lot of attack power. You really want to always be at least level 3. Level 4 is great, but it only lasts as soon as you get hit, you lose it, so... Some magic back into it. Oh, shit. Come on! Seriously! Wow. Just wow. I don't even know what to say to that. I have no idea what happened there. I couldn't see the guys underneath that were hurting me. Alright, well, that's alright. We'll keep going, but... Let's check our timer for the heck of it. 23 minutes going into level 4 too. That should be enough. The only thing that should really take any time at this point is going to be the Haunted Mansion. Actually, no, it won't take time because I don't have to get the squid, so even that should go pretty quickly. Normally I wouldn't even waste going in here, but I just want some gems, so I'm not going to take the time to go down there. Desperately trying to get back over 100 here. Still not there. See how slow she's going, not to mention how weak. It's just taking her way too long to destroy crap like that. And I would have been there, and then I lost it because of those guys. There we go. Ah, shit. Oh, come on. Come on, die! Are you kidding me?
I'm ready.
I gotta restart this level now because I had that long scepter. That's a
Shantae,
long...
Half-Genie's hero.
I only have just enough time to do this.
Let's go.
Oh, come on! It's just like everything is conspiring against me here. Seriously? Down to 70 gems. I'm gonna drop down to level 1 soon if I take another hit or two. I wish I could attack faster, more powerfully. I don't know how I let myself get this damn well. So I wasn't paying enough attention. Oh, come on! Literally, what did he get me by? Like a pixel? And when I get hit, notice I'm losing like a good 20 gems or so a hit, almost. Finally, level 3 at least. Really? Really? Just making sure I can't use my magic on anything useful. And there's a guy down there. Finally. Yeah, pretty much shake off and keeps all the stuff on Bandcamp. It reminds you of Contra 3? Literally 1 gem away from max. Are you kidding me, video game? No, you're not sending me back that far. You are not sending me back. That's like a minute. That's a minute I'm gonna need later on. Yeah, I'm already up to 25 minutes. I actually, I didn't stream any of it, but I actually completed the entire Contra collection recently, so that is another 100% for me. Unfortunately, didn't have a platinum, but I did do it, and it was fun. Ironically, I finished it the night before I went into the hospital this last time. Are you kidding? That is not fair. There was nothing I could do about that. That's just wrong. Come on. Jeez. This game just has it out for me tonight. Saw where that was going, and I was not letting you guys pull that again.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Alright. Got more or less full magic, full health, and level 4 max. That's good. Okay. So Shantae crashed his Ammo Baron's entire fleet just to get his attention to invite him to this party in that little thing there that just did. There. Lost a bunch of health again, but we beat him. Alien Wars would be 3. So Ammo Baron will come, and so will Twitch and Vinegar. Okay, haunted castle time. This level either goes really well or really poorly. There's kind of no in between with it. Jeez, I am gonna die. Not really sure how that worked, but okay, I'll take it. No, it's not taking me way the hell out of my way, so I just took the wrong turn. I think I'm okay though. Yep, that was where I wanted to go all along. Okay. Exit's right below me. Yeah, I had a feeling that was coming though. That's alright though. Now I know the more direct route.
Shantae, Half-Genie hero.
If you get caught by those spiders, they take up like at least, I think, a good half of your health, so if things don't go well with them, you're just kind of screwed. 29 minutes, that's still a little longer than I expected it to be right now, but I think we're okay.
Let's go!
I believe I can still clear this in time.
Oh yeah!
Okay. That's alright. Nope, I just went the wrong way again. Man, what is wrong with me tonight? I definitely can't afford to make wrong turns.
Half-Genie hero.
The time is just getting a little too tight. It might only amount to 30 seconds to a minute out of my way, but... oh, come on! That's my fault. That was just me pushing the wrong button that caused me to take that damage I couldn't afford. Sorry, I know it's boring when I go to the main screen, but sometimes I just have no choice. My gem count is down perilously low. And the second half of this level doesn't have very many chances for getting gems. They're all kind of here in the castle.
Let's go!
I thought it was straight across, but I guess it's straight across here. Still the wrong way. What the hell am I doing wrong? Okay, it's this one. It's past these things, right? Yes. Alright. I don't know how I keep screwing that up, but I do.
Shantae, Half-Genie hero.
Alright, yet again, we'll try again. Maybe this time I'll stop myself from getting confused. Ah, I gotta go down, that's the problem. I'm going up instead of... Ah. See, I hate it when the game does that kind of shit. Like, it literally times stuff out so you have to land on it. And I went the wrong way again, I can tell. No, I didn't. Are you... Yeah, I did go the wrong way. Oh my lord, why can't I get this right? I don't know why I keep getting turned around in here. This is driving me nuts. So focused on that first part, I forget where to go in the stupid second part. And it's right there. I just have to go up and to the left. and then I have to go loop down and around. That's it. Unbelievable.
Shantae, Half-Genie hero.
I am sorry to bore you guys with this, but this is the
Let's
perils of a
go.
speedrun. If things don't go right, you just have no choice but to restart.
Let's go.
Well, that's okay. If you like watching others play Milk Tea, you definitely have a place here. There. Okay, finally. Now I just go over and around. This part's easy if I can just get past the spider pitch there. Ah, shoot. Ah, shit. Alright, there. Didn't go quite as nicely as I wanted it to, but I'll get my health back right there. I only need to collect 22 gems, that's not too bad. Jeez, just caught between the frickin' guy overhead and the one coming at me. Come on. Yeah, that stupid bat is making everything pain. Shit. Ah, it still worked out. Shit. Yeah. Nothing I can do about that one. I screwed that up massively by saying, oh, I didn't know there was another one of you coming. Actually, I have to get this done in 45 minutes, because this is the any percent. Squid Baron's actually much more difficult on his own in this mode. Damn! Okay, now he's actually going to be easier. Except for when I miss him or let him hit me. Like I just did. There we go. There. Yeah, I streamed Billy a few times when I beat it, which I think was sometime last year, or maybe even the year before. It's been a while since I played Billy.
All clear.
I've done pretty much everything there is to do in it except collect the rubber bands, which I have the overwhelming majority of. Alright, back to the final level. Into Risky's hideout because Shantae is going to try one more time to invite Risky Boots to her little soiree. Oh, come on. I thought I jumped that.
Eat this.
Jeez, guys. This is annoying. Jeez, 57. I'm barely in level 2. I'm in some serious trouble for Risky, unfortunately. Because I'm probably not going to be level 3 when we get to Risky the way things are going. Which is not good. Because that means I'm going to be attacking very slow and very weak. Which is going to mean it'll take longer to beat her. Come on. It's like you could have at least hit one of them. Seriously. Try to get out of the way of that. I saw it coming. Just... 56. I am in huge, huge trouble here. I actually may fail this speed run just because of how poor my attacks on Risky are going to be. Because pretty much one hit and she's going to knock me down to my weakest attack.
Risky boots.
Ah, damn it. Ah, it's my fault. I took way too many hits.
Shantae, Half-Genie hero.
Yeah, I'm in some serious trouble on this because I let myself get so weak. I've got 6 minutes to beat her, 5 really, but that's enough time. But because of how weak my attacks are, this battle might actually run on too strong. And there's nothing in here but hearts. They don't give me a single gem, so there's nothing I can do about that.
Defeat Risky boots.
Ah, shoot. Ah. Ah, come on. Come on. I mean, those hearts are gonna die. Oh, come on, Risky. Literally right onto me. Wow, I actually got her. Look at that. I had no gems left, but okay, we actually beat her in enough time to get it. I think. I forgot we still have one more thing to do. So, and here Risky really realizes that Shantae just wants her to come to this sleepover and finally agrees to come. And then Shantae basically says that they'll have it on her ship, even though Risky doesn't necessarily agree to it. Since her lighthouse is getting so crowded with all the people Shantae's invited. And of course, like any good game, there's an escape sequence when you blow up the big bad final boss. Since any villain who builds their volcano or their hideout in a volcano, you know it has to erupt at the climax. It's like standard James Bond protocol. This is just another thing that's kind of a time eater. It's not that long, but it can be just long enough to burn you. But I think I beat her quick enough. I don't think it took me longer than 3 minutes. I think there's one more. Yeah. I was gonna say, I do not want to die here because I don't have enough time to do this again, and so I'd have to beat Risky again. Alright, we will actually read through the ending since this doesn't count against my time anymore. Sky, Follow, Techno Baron. I can never remember the other genie's name. Whew, that sure was exciting. Shantae. Oh, hi, Uncle. Sorry I'm running late, and to my own party, no less. That's okay. I took the liberty of allowing your friends inside. Sounds like they're having fun. Can't imagine there's going to be very much sleeping at this sleepover of yours. Probably not. What is it, Uncle? Oh, nothing really. I'm just so proud of you for bringing everyone together like this. Thanks for saying so, Uncle. I've made a lot of new friends. Anyway, I'd better get in there. I've got an announcement to make. Oh? Yep, the ultimate slumber party is being moved over to Risky's ship. No kidding. How'd you pull that off? I've always wanted to take a look at her vessel. Maybe I'll accompany you. That's the spirit, Uncle. Risky is going to be so surprised when she sees all the friends we've brought. That, I think, is an understatement. Just be sure not to stay up too late. Sleep in too much and you'll mess up tomorrow. Why? What's happening tomorrow? Ha! Who knows? Every day is a new adventure. You have to be well rested and ready to go. You know me, Uncle. All too well. And that would be the end of Jammies mode, which would be officially the end of Shantae 4 Half-Genie Hero. I have gotten all the DLC trophies in this, including the costume pack. I know I didn't stream everything. I think I streamed, I do think I streamed the officer stuff, and I think I streamed some of the ninja, which I did have to do 3 times. To my recollection, I did not stream Beach at all. And I've never done a proper stream of Jammies mode here, which I just did. I only done a speedrun one. Normally I don't do my speedruns because I think they're more boring because I have a lot of restarting and skipping the cutscenes so you don't get my horrific voice acting. But we'll find out after these credits if I actually made the time, but I'm like 95% confident I did. Yeah, I should probably stream more. Thanks, Video Game Fan, for finding my channel by accident. I definitely will stream Shantae 5 when it comes to the PlayStation sometime next year. I'm guessing that it's probably actually a lot longer off than we think. The only reason Part 1 of Shantae 5 came to the Apple Arcade so quickly was purely because of the contract WayForward had that it would be a launch title for Apple Arcade. So I don't think it will, when it comes out again, the full game will be released for all the platforms, and Apple Arcade will just update to the full version. But I honestly don't expect that until at least the spring, given the state that WayForward works at. Yes, Chubby Catfish, I had mentioned that earlier in the stream when I had that message working on Leon B is actually left over from last time I streamed Resident Evil 2. I wasn't paying enough attention when I was setting the settings on this. I'll make sure to get rid of that after this stream so it's not there anymore. I've got the Platinum in Resident Evil 2. The only thing I was not able to do was get the DLC trophy Hell of a Sheriff for killing the 100 zombies in the gas station. Highest I've ever gotten is like 63, I want to say. And that mode, after like a week of trying, that mode just sent me into a rage, and I said it's not worth it for a single DLC trophy that was free to begin with. I didn't even pay for the DLC, so, you know, sometimes you just have to let them go and move on. The next game that I think I'll be actively streaming will probably be Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. which I also kickstarted. I have not started it yet. I did get every trophy in Curse of the Moon, both on the PS4 and the Vita. So I've done everything there is to do in Curse of the Moon. And I'm looking forward to doing that in Ritual of the Night when I get to it. I'm not entirely sure when I'm going to. I really have to decide what I want to play next. I'm kind of at that at this point where I need to make a decision on what my next major game is, and then also decide if it's a game that I actually think would be fun to stream or not. It can often depend on how I played games. I've played a lot of stuff this year. Not a fan of the 2.5D style of Bloodstained. If you like standard 2D games, at least get Curse of the Moon, which it's been on sale a couple times, and I'm sure with Black Friday coming up, there'll be some digital sales on it. You know, get it on whatever you're comfortable on, PlayStation, PC, Xbox. Even on the Switch, I think Curse of the Moon runs fine. The update for Ritual of the Night has gone through on Switch, so I think they solved about 90% of the major issues that were plaguing it. But if you want an old style 2D Castlevania style game, one base, not so much the Metroidvania style that started with Symphony of the Night, but if you want more of an old school, kind of like Castlevania 3, pick up Curse of the Moon. I think you'll enjoy it, especially if you can get it for like $5 or less. You know, I think it retails for 10. It's not as good as a 2D Castlevania, but it's still enjoyable. It's a nice prequel to Ritual of the Night. It sets a lot of cool things up. Yeah, if you don't care for the 2D, for like the old like stage-based NES, SNES, Genesis style Castlevania games, if you're only into Symphony of the Night and the GBA and DS type games there, you might not get a lot out of it. Alright, let's get this end screen. 42 minutes and 9 seconds, so we definitely will get the any percent speedrun. And that is it. That was the one that I was missing. So we'll save that. And I'm just going to get the regular clear game one. I won't get either of the 100% ones, unfortunately. If anyone wants to see the 100% ones, I can get them real quick because I have my other save file and I'm at Risky. So if anyone here wants to see that, just post right now that that's something you want to see, and I can do it very quickly. If you don't care, that's fine too. I won't be offended, but if anyone wants to see it, I do have that queued up right here. Yeah, as you can see, I got to Risky 100%, but it's 45 minutes, so I was over the mark to get both speedruns in one. You do get the hour to get the 100%, but I was trying to combine it with the any percent and not have to do the third playthrough. So I did end up having to do that third playthrough tonight we just sat through. But if you guys want to see those end screens, I'll happily beat Risky and show those off real quick before we call it a night. Action RPGs can be fun to do. I like action games as well. I've been thinking about maybe around Black Friday, seeing if I can pick up Devil May Cry 5. I'm hoping to get it for under 30, which might very well be possible with Black Friday coming around, since that game's almost a year old now. It should definitely go under 40, but I'm hoping this late in the game to get it at under 30, because I did not pick that up. I chose Resident Evil 2 over it, and Days Gone. My funds are a lot more limited for games these days, but I went with Days Gone. I did, which I did platinum. I've done everything there is to do in Days Gone. I literally have 100% of everything done, even the non-trophy related stuff. I never streamed Days Gone because being an open world game, and it's just There's so much to do, and it's so much, random freaker fighting that you have to do just on the way to stuff. I felt that it would get tedious having to stop and look at maps and plan out. I just don't think it would be interesting to watch for more than a half hour or so. Typically, most open world games I find are not very good to stream in that regard. It's fine, like, if you just want to do, like, a run-through, like, straight through the story on something, but to do all the side content and stuff, it can get tedious to watch. I did consider streaming some of my extreme frustration with some of the screwball challenges in Spider-Man, especially in the City That Never Sleeps DLC. But ultimately I didn't. Actually, I did, instead of streaming games, several people I've helped with the share play feature and got some stuff like that done. For them, so that they could have their nice shiny platinum or get their final trophies on Oh, okay, yeah, we have enough time I can show this here. Risky, there you are. Not you again. Here to foil my plans. You've got it all wrong. I just want to invite you to my ultimate slumber party.
Huh?
Still playing that game, are you? What is your true purpose here? Tell me, or I'll cut you down where you stand. But I really want you to come. I won't fall for this nonsense. Since you won't speak the truth, I have no choice but to destroy you.
Prepare yourself.
But this will be our final battle.
Defeat Risky Boots.
Did not work well. Just don't like the turn-based RPG RNG. Oh, well, I never really got into Pokemon games. It's not so much like I have some kind of hatred of the series or anything. I think it's fine. Generally, I just don't do much in the way of RPGs. Some action ones sometimes, but I tend to just burn out is what happens. And everyone has different kinds of burnout. You know, some people can handle... I guess what it is I hate grinding in video games. That's probably one of my biggest pet peeves, which is why I don't like a lot of RPGs. But you know, I can do a lot of open world games, and other people get tired of the grinding in those. So, you know, it kind of cuts both ways. So, there we go. I beat her much easier that time. Yeah, Zombie Catfish, like, so you love RPGs. And that's, you know, that's totally fine. Oh, here we go, the final scene. Stop!
Never!
You won't win. I'll see you destroyed. But I really just want you at my party, that's all. Everyone else is going to be there. Ammo Baron, Squid Baron, Techno Baron, and Hypno Baron. Uncle Mimic, the Mayor, Holly, that's the name of that other genie, Holly. Sky and Ballo, and Roddy Tops too. They're all coming to my lighthouse tonight. I'd really like you to come too. After all, you're the Queen of the Seven Seas. Aren't you? I really want you to come, Risky. My ultimate slumber party won't be ultimate without you. You're serious. You really are a childish brat. Well, forget it. Sitting around that stuffy little shack with your pathetic so-called friends sounds utterly disgusting. I much prefer a quiet evening in the luxury of my private cabin aboard my own ship. You want to move the party to your ship? I didn't say. That's an incredible idea. I'll have everyone meet at my lighthouse, then we'll head straight to your place. This cannot be happening. Uh-oh. Looks like this volcano is starting to heat up. Fool, I can't remain here any longer. My plans are up in smoke before they've even started. No problem. I'll meet you at your place. Curses! This is going to be super cool. Risky must have run ahead to decorate her ship. She's way into this slumber party idea. Guess I'd better run too. You like open world action RPGs that don't require grinding? Well, there's not a whole lot of those out there. Sometimes I just like a straight up action game, like I need to do Devil May Cry before. I really wish we could get a sequel to Metal Gear Rising. But, you know, Konami, so probably won't ever happen. I've never played the Dark Souls title, but that's not because I think they're bad or anything. I've just never tried it. I do have Bloodborne and the Old Hunters DLC, but I've yet to play it either. Given how difficult that is, though, I don't know if I'd actually want to stream that or not, because I think I'd actually need to get good in order to make my stream worth watching for anything other than laughing at my spectacular failure, especially since I've never played a Souls game. Although I have heard that Bloodborne's a good one to start with if you've never played a Souls game. If I liked it, maybe I'd pick up the trilogy for the PS4, the Dark Souls trilogy, but... I don't think Bloodborne's ever going to leave PS4. I mean, maybe, possibly next gen it could get republished and might at that point go to other platforms, I don't know, but I haven't heard anything about it. From Software seems to be much more focused on what comes next than going back and remastering older stuff at this point. So I wouldn't hold out a lot of hope on that. Especially since Bloodborne's old. Well, didn't it come out in like 2014, I want to say? So it's like already 5 years old. It'll be 6 years old by the time the PS5 comes out. I mean, people have been begging for a re-release of Demon's Souls from the PS3, and From Software hasn't even wanted to do that, so... It's not a bad time to get a PS4 at the end of the gen if you've been missing out on stuff there, especially they go on sale. They're Black Friday. You can get a vanilla one for $200 or the Superior Pro for $300. And a lot of the PS4 exclusives, they're a lot of their first-party games are going to be on sale for $20 each for Black Friday as well. Also, if anyone needs it, Plus will be price dropped for 10 days or 11 days down to $45 from the usual 60 for a year. And that starts tomorrow, this coming Friday, the 22nd of November, all the way out through December 2nd. It'll be on sale. My Plus is paid up till like March 2023, so I'm not really concerned about it at this point. I've still got 3.5 years left in mine. Yeah, $200 is a good sale price for a vanilla PS4. I don't really think they're going to drop more than that until maybe when they're getting close to shutting down the line. You know, maybe like 2 years into the PS5, you might see them finally drop it to 150 or 100. But the $200 model on sale for this Black Friday gives you the 1 terabyte hard drive, and it comes with digital vouchers for 3 games. And they're big games. They're not like little rinky-dink indie games or anything. They're actually all. It's like I think you get like Spider-Man and a couple other big ones. The Pro is $300 with a 1 terabyte drive, but I don't think it comes with any free games. If you care about PlayStation exclusive games, I would go with the Pro because it gives you the better effects. If you're only getting it just to play, you know, kind of generic third-party titles, well, they're not necessarily generic, but games that are on everything, then the Pro it probably isn't really a necessity for you. Final Fantasy X and Zen 2 remaster. That's going back quite a ways. That I think was an early, if I'm not mistaken, that was an early gen re-release. Square was putting out a lot of re-releases earlier this gen. They still are. I mean, they just recently put out the 8 with the remaster of that. And of course in March they're finally putting out their remake of 7. Which, 7 is a game I'm familiar with. I have actually beaten that on the PlayStation, or the original. I don't know if I'm going to get the remake of it or not. That's kind of a wait and see for me. Demon's Souls, the only play to play that is to get a PS3, because that's not been re-released and it's not planned on it. No, the PS4 has no backwards compatibility, which is not surprising given the obtuse architecture of the PS3. So it doesn't have any backwards compatibility even with the older games. You can play, if you buy games that are on the PS2 on PS4 system, you can play some old PS2 games. There's a handful of them that are out there, but that's it. The PS5 is supposedly going to be backwards compatible, not just with everything that's on PSN and the actual PS4 discs, but it's supposedly also going to allow backwards compatibility with the PS3. That hasn't been actually confirmed yet, but it's very heavily rumored, so that would be great. Because that would give us 3 generations in one, like the original release of the PlayStation 3 that actually supported, which I actually had, the original 60GB model of the PS3, which supported all the discs for both PS1 and PS2, as well as the PS3, of course. Shortly thereafter, they went to the software solution, which kind of took out the main PS2 compatibility. You couldn't just stick a disc in the drive anymore. Alright, let me get you guys those other end screens and I'll call it a night. So for all our Shantae fans out there, there is her. That's what you get for doing the 100% speed run. Kind of weird that they chose that Jammies as one of the speed run ones, because I think it's the one that she's most covered in, even more than the just generic beating it. And there's the actual regular 100%. That's a very cute one. The lavender color kind of matches her hair, the pink. And then there's the one that she actually wears throughout the gameplay. And then I did not get the any percent one on this file. I got it on the other file, which you saw earlier. So that is it. We have done everything there is to do in Shantae Half-Genie Hero. I'd happily show you the list of the completed trophies, but unfortunately the game doesn't, streaming system won't let me show things from the dashboard. I cleared out all my own. Here's my 100% Ninja Speedrun. That was my regular beach playthrough. This was my any percent officer mode one. Friends to the End, that was my any percent Friends to the End run. That was my original playthrough of Pirate King's Quest. And I've since deleted my hero mode and hardcore mode playthroughs, unfortunately. But I long ago got the trophies for them. There's the speedrun. There's beach mode speedrun. And there's my officer mode 100% run. So you can see I did most of this stuff. What is Friends to the End and why is it so hard? Okay, so in Friends to the End, you play as Roddy Tops and Sky and Balo. You switch between them at will using one of the triggers. Each of them has unique abilities. So there's it's a lot of puzzle platforming. And as well as they all have different abilities for attacks and movement and such. So it's the most complex of all the DLCs in that regard. It came about, well, it was a stretch goal from the Kickstarter, but also in the main game story, near the end, Shantae basically gets corrupted and turns evil, and her friends basically go into her mind to rescue her and get her back to normal. And that just happens in a cutscene. We don't see it. So Friends to the End basically shows you what they actually had to do to rescue their friend. Basically, you have to go through the entire game playing as the three of them. Every one of these different modes, the way the game is done is it's remixed. The levels are all the same, but they change platform and enemy placement and stuff to go to the strengths and weaknesses of the character you're playing as. So like Risky, she has from Shantae 3, Shantae and the Pirate's Curse, you get she plays a lot like Shantae did in that game. Since Shantae did not have her magical genie abilities in that game, she had to use magical pirate gear that she would find that would unlock new abilities for her. Risky now has all that stuff, so she uses it as her moveset. Hardcore just means basically it's the regular game, but you take much more damage and you deal much less damage. Hero mode is basically like New Game Plus. That's the main game there. Ninja mode, basically, she wears a ninja costume and plays as a ninja. So she has like a sword slash and throwing stars, so she can teleport. Beach mode, she uses a standard hair and a beach ball, and she's constantly getting sunburned, so you have to keep picking up sunscreen or you take massive damage. Officer mode, this is the Way Forward's homage to its own series, Mighty Switch Force, where she plays as Patty Wagon, the protagonist of those. So Shantae has a gun, and there's a lot of switch blocks, because the big thing about that is Mighty Switch Force is puzzle platforming, moving blocks in and out to be able to traverse new areas. Jammies mode you just saw, and that takes us around full circle. So Friends to the End, yeah, this is the one that you just really don't want to do. It's fine to experience it once, but when you're actually going to the trophies, the really hard times you have to pull off with it, to collect all the stupid dream squids and all the things, it's very difficult. There's a lot of precision in it. It's fun once, the first time, when you're not caring so much about how long it takes you and stuff. But once you start trying to speed run it, all the joy just gets sucked out of it. It is truly a chore. And having completed both speedruns on it, I can guarantee you I will never touch Friends to the End again. The only way I'd ever consider it is if a really good friend was having trouble with one of the speedruns. But even I would probably have trouble with it at this point, because I'm probably a good 2 years removed from that, and I just don't remember a lot of it. I'd probably need some time. And that would probably involve spending more time with it than I want to. So obviously you have the main game here. these are the main DLCs. Pirate Queen's Quest, where you play through the game, is risky, so you kind of see the story from the opposite side. And Friends to the End fills in the hole in the story that I mentioned earlier. The beach mode and ninja mode and officer mode, those are just kind of little what-if scenarios. They're not to be taken seriously at all. The storylines in them are purely as comical as they can be, and they're not really canon. Jammies mode, I'm not sure if it's supposed to be canon or not. It was just a gift. Nobody was expecting this. It wasn't promised in the Kickstarter. It was never mentioned. It was just after they got the costume pack out, about maybe 6 months after that, they just were like, hey guys, here's another mode for free. Everybody can have it. Thanks for supporting us. And that was kind of their farewell to the game. So this has been out for almost a year and a half, and I've just never touched it because it didn't have any trophies associated with it. I'd always meant to get to it. It was just low on my priority list, but with Shantae 5 on the horizon, I figured now is the time to go through it, get all the win screens so I have them all in my collection, and I can truly say I've done everything. And I think that's going to be it for tonight. I had a good time. I don't know what we're playing next. I have to figure that out, what I'm playing next, and figure out if it's something I'm going to stream, but I definitely will stream again. I'll definitely stream Shantae 5. I have the Platinum for Oxenfree, but I need to replay it to get the true ending, just because I like that game a lot, so I might do some of that. There's no speedruns, it's kind of story-oriented, so it might be fun to stream that, so I'll probably do that, maybe before the end of the year. I have to look through what else I want to go through between now and the end of the year as well. I'm just not sure, but we'll figure it out. Thanks everyone for coming out. Thank you, Video Game Fan. Thank you, Milk Tea. Thank you, Chubby Catfish. I'm glad you're all here, and I will definitely put it out on Discords and stuff when I'm doing this again. Maybe even try to start a little earlier so you guys can, do more of this stuff. It felt good to get back to it. I had no plans to stream tonight, and then I just said, you know what, I'm gonna do it. And yeah, I will take it easy. I'll take it as easy as I can. Thank you so much for coming. Everyone have a wonderful night, and we'll do this again as soon as we can. Take care now.